welcome to another installment of Marriage Under Quarantine.
Tonight we're going to hear from Trevor and Jana Larsen.
And we are really excited to have them on, sharing a little sneak peek of their lives and just how they've been doing in quarantine times.
Hope you guys enjoy.
Hey everybody, I'm Trevor.
I'm Jana.
We are the Larsens. I work for the Alaskan Brewing Co. and
I work for the school district. I'm a paraeducator with the Kinder Ready program, preschoolers.
And this month we just celebrated our 4th anniversary. So we've been married for about 4 years. And we're looking forward to many more. I think some of the biggest changes for us during this pandemic was work and social activities. My job is something I can't really do from home. I have to go to work to do my job. So there was a little bit of uncertainty for me at first. I was given 2 weeks off, and with the uncertainty of when I'd go back to work exactly and what my new schedule was going to look like and how I was going to do my job. So during that time, Jan and I, we had a little bit of a financial uncertainty. Luckily, my employers have been pretty good to me, and they've allowed me to continue to work. My schedule has changed a bit, so I'm not getting my full hours, but enough to where we're able to have a little bit of relief as far as employment goes on my side of things. Another positive change was I got to spend a lot of time with Jana. Prior to this, my schedule and her schedule sometimes conflicted, so we wouldn't see each other very often, but now we see each other morning, afternoon, and evening pretty much every day. We have gotten a lot of time with our dog, get out on a lot of walks. She's loving that. Your work changed a lot.
Yeah, I think for me the hardest part was just learning how to work from home and trying to teach preschoolers from home and a lot of screen time, and I don't do very well with screen time. So it was just a lot of time, and there was a lot of frustrations, and that was a big change for us and trying to figure that out together. I struggle with migraines and headaches, and so doing all the screen time caused those to get worse. And then just figuring out all of that and teaching, and it ended up working out well, but that was a really big change and probably the biggest change for us.
Another change that we had to contend with was the social aspect. Jan and I are both fairly introverted, and we do spend a lot of time at home, but we do have a few friends that we enjoy getting together with fairly often for dinners or things of that nature. I was trying to attend the men's Bible study that Greg started. My schedule before didn't quite allow me to go every week, but right as this quarantine started, my schedule did change, and I was looking forward to being able to attend every week. Obviously that didn't happen, so that was a change. And Jana, she had some things that she was involved in.
And for me it was on Tuesday nights I'd get together with some ladies, and it was a really kind of powerful time for me, and with our sharing and different things like that. And so that was a big change for me, not being able to get together with them every week and visit and share and talk about what God's been doing in our lives and so on.
When this first happened, we took pretty good advantage of that. We went through all our clothes and went through our garage and our yard, and we just did a lot of organizing, straightening out, taking inventory, kind of decluttering. So we did use that time well. Once we did that, I think we kind of fell into a lull where we were always home together, but we didn't really engage with each other. So we had a lot of time, but I would not call it quality time. I'd be watching YouTube videos or just kind of killing time doing my thing, and Jana doing the same. And I think after a while we didn't realize it. That was kind of hard on us emotionally, because we were with each other physically but not emotionally. So there were definitely some days, like a week or two there where poor communication, and it took I think Jana, she was kind of the one that kind of pointed it out, kind of showed me what was going on and shared her feelings. And then once she kind of pointed it out, we were able to sit down, talk to each other, kind of figure out, okay, what's going on? What could we do? Let's go down and write down a schedule, come up with some activities, both inside, outside, things we can do together, things we could also do kind of on our own. Came up with some exercise stuff we could do here at the house. That was a kind of a turning point.
Yeah, for me, I would agree with what Trevor said. We just kind of didn't really know where to go when we had all that time with each other, because we weren't on our work schedule. We didn't have our schedule to sit down and go to work and then come back and have our routine that we had, so it kind of threw us out of the routine that we were used to, with both going to work and then walking the dog and having dinner. And so it was a hard few weeks there, and then after that, I feel like our turning point was when we sat down and talked with what could we do to help each other, support each other, how are ways we can give each other space when we need space, and then how can we also play games and do exercises and workouts. And that was a big blessing when that all came about, when we kind of figured that out, because then I feel like really since then it's been really good, and we've had a lot of good times to find good time to pray and read and learn more about the church. And
being separated from the church physically and the church community, and also the marriage group, it's been hard. Sometimes harder than others, especially when this first all kind of happened. There was a lot of uncertainty, and we felt particularly more isolated and more alone, with just so much uncertainty in the world and with jobs and everything. It would have been nice to have that church community where you can kind of share your concerns with and hear other people's concerns. So that was definitely hard at first. That was awesome when Father Mike and so many other churches started doing online masses. Like Jana said earlier, we were trying to tune into many of those as we could. If not live, we'd try and pull them up later in the day. Just recently, we figured out that we could link our phone to our TV, so we're now able to watch them on the big screen and not huddle around the phone and watch Mass. So that's been nice to do Sunday mornings. Early on during the pandemic, Jana, she was kind of finding some things for us to do to help our relationship with God and still feel close to the church. And for me personally, I was raised in a Lutheran church. I grew up going to a Lutheran church. So I've had questions regarding the Catholic Church and the Catholic faith throughout our relationship together. Her parents have done a great job answering a lot of questions, as well as Jana's done a great job answering a lot of questions. But we took this time to listen to some really good talks on Formed that kind of touched on some things that maybe we both weren't fully educated on. So we were able to learn a little bit more about the church that way. We had a few audiobooks. Why We're Catholic, that was a good one. It talked about a lot of different points of the Catholic Church to help me specifically, but you learned.
me also.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we both learned from these different talks and audiobooks. What are some other things we've done?
I think those are kind of the main things, but yeah, for me as well, with the learning with Trevor's, I grew up going to the Catholic Church and also Presbyterian Church as well, and so I have a lot of questions too. I feel like for me, I just always knew I wanted to be Catholic, and that's the direction I went. But I also have a lot of things. When Trevor was asking me questions, I realized there's actually a lot I don't know about our faith. And so it made me want to learn more, and I still want to learn more. Another thing I've been doing is days that Trevor's at work. One thing that I added kind of into my routine was either taking time to do the Divine Mercy Chaplet or Rosary, and that has really kind of turned my days around and helping me get into a better routine. And so I do really appreciate that part of the church as well, giving us all these prayers to take advantage of too.
All right, everybody. Well, we hope we were able to show you a little insight into our lives during this quarantine time. We hope everyone's doing well, and we look forward to when this pandemic concludes and we're able to get back to church and back to marriage night and back to socializing with everybody. Jana has a prayer that she was going to end with.
Yeah, so one thing that we've been trying to do most nights, we don't do it every single night, but is the Litany of Trust, and that has been really good for us to do. And so if any of you want to try to do that, we've found it really beneficial and helpful for us. But the prayer that I'm going to end with is a very simple prayer, and during this time I have found myself saying it a lot and also saying it together. I don't know why it kind of has stuck out to me, but it has. So, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Angel of God, my guardian dear, to whom God's love commits me here, ever this day be at my side, to enlight and guard, to rule and guide. Amen. Father, Son,
Holy Spirit.
All right, bye.
Bye, everybody. Take care.
Thank you, Jana and Trevor, for being willing to share this insight into your lives, considering that you're both introverts. We really appreciate it and know how special that is.
Yes. All right. Well, hope everybody has a good week.
Yep.
See you next
later.
time.